Brett. All right, I'll go ahead and call our Sherwood City Council regular meeting into session, November 19th, 2024 at 7 o'clock. Could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everyone. We got a crowd tonight. This is awesome. All right, Sylvia, roll call.
Mayor Rosner.
Here.
Council President Young.
Here.
Councilor Browse.
Here.
Councilor Mays.
Yep.
Councilor Giles.
Here.
Councilor Stankey.
Here.
And Councilor Scott is absent.
Thank you, Sylvia. On the approval of the agenda, I think, Council President, I think you have a motion.
Yeah, we need to make an amendment to the agenda, removing the public hearing resolution 2024-075, adjusting solid waste and recycling collection rates, and that will be on a coming agenda.
First
agenda.
meeting in December.
Yep.
Yep. Great. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of amending the agenda to remove item 8A from the meeting tonight and move it to December 3rd, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. All right. On the consent agenda tonight, we have two items. Item A, approval of the October 15th, 2024 City Council meeting minutes. And item B, resolution 2024-073, authorizing the city manager to sign a union contract with the Sherwood Police Sergeants Association. Do you have a motion?
Consent.
Second?
Motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. All right, citizen comments. I'm guessing we have some citizen comments tonight. Awesome. All right. All right, so we got two people signed up, and if anyone else wants to sign up, while the first two people are going, there's forms back on the desk, and you can just bring them up to Sylvia. As a reminder, citizen comments is a chance for you guys to bring issues, challenges. You can come and even compliment us if you like. That occasionally happens. But we do get 4 minutes each, and I understand we have two people tonight, and I think, Judy, did you want to go first? And you both can come up. And just state your name. You don't have to state your address, but just whether you're a resident of the city or not. Oh, and if you press the little button on there, you just want to press that so that red light comes on. Sometimes you have to push it pretty hard. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're good
must
now.
Work. Okay. You heard it? Okay.
Yeah.
Judy Silverforth. And I'm going to talk about, just to introduce some information about the Friends of the Center for the Arts. And the Friends was formed to bring together individuals and groups and organizations to support and enhance the programs and activities of the Sherwood Center for the Arts. We were formed in 2015 when the center was opened. The Friends have raised funds and awareness of the center, and here are some of the programs we have offered. We have hosted galas, never know which way to say that. We provide concessions at events such as family matinee series and movies in the park, and we seek scholarships, sponsorships, grants, and donors. Here is what we've been able to provide through those raised funds. One thing is production assistance grants for local and regional organizations that provide events at the center, such as the SFA or the Sherwood Foundation for the Arts, Village Home, VPA, which is Voices for the Performing Arts, and many more. In 2023, the VPA used the grant that we gave them to fund a sign language interpreted performance of Disney's Finding Nemo Jr., making arts accessible to this often overlooked community. Another thing that we do with our raised funds is provide scholarships for classes at the center for both children and adults to make the arts accessible. The Friends are very proud and happy to offer this help to individuals and production companies.
Thank you, Judy.
Okay, and I will, it's on. I will take over, and my name's Robin Folsom, and it feels very odd to be on this side. But actually, for Kristen and I, it's pretty full circle moment here. So this is where it all started. I think I was complaining about blue light poles, which thank you all for painting those last summer. They look good. Still wish they'd been black, but a whole nother thing. Anyhow, I'm here tonight as the president of the Friends of the Sherwood Center for the Arts. And I'm actually going to read through my comments to make sure that I don't go overtime. We are super excited to be celebrating our 10-year anniversary of the Center for the Arts. February 28th, 2025, it will be 10 years. And we honestly, I feel like it was a blink of an eye to me, although I will admit, as I mentioned to Kim earlier, that the previous 16 years felt like 100 years before it actually got built. But we have had a lot of joy in the journey. As we plan to celebrate the center's 10-year birthday, the Friends have many big plans. They include a blowout birthday party on Friday, February 28th, 2025, a concert celebration of 10 years of performing arts on the Friday night of the Robin Hood Festival, July 18th, 2025, a gala. We asked Google last week at our meeting, so I think we've all landed on gala. Because Google said that was appropriate, on 9/27/25, celebrating the wonderful decade of arts we've experienced, which we will be dancing through the decade at that gala. We actually have plans to involve our local businesses, encouraging them to maybe offer dinner discounts, and then everybody can come at 7:30 to have dinner or dessert and dancing after they've had dinner somewhere. There are so many options now to go out to a wonderful dinner beforehand. We are seeking volunteers and artists for this gala to create a celebration that is worthy of the past decade of arts at the center. As part of our anniversary, we are also we have the most amazing artists and art supporters on our board, Judy included. But a couple of our artists are working on a community art project that citizens will be able to participate in, and we plan to have that completed and unveil it at the gala in September. We want council to feel invited to all of those events as they fit into your schedule. Some of you, I know how crazy the journey has been for building the arts programs that ultimately generated the support for the incredible brick and mortar facilities that we have in the center and the Sherwood High School auditorium, which 26 years ago, when I sat in a very first meeting talking about an art center in Sherwood, we could not have dreamed. But what I could not personally, I digress just a minute, have dreamed of is seeing, like last weekend, seeing the high school auditorium, which is, more than 2 times as big as the old high school's auditorium, filled with laughter and clapping and cheering. Watching Newburgh High School's cast of Percy come and watch our cast of Percy and celebrate them, and then I stayed behind and watched them sing together on the stage afterwards. I never could have imagined the joy. And so for all of you that worked on Gilligan's Island down in Stella Olson, I know that means you, when it wasn't the stage it is now, when there was no cover and we lost a few people in the pond at the back, it was worth it. It was worth the journey. Anyhow, as we are coming up on the celebration of our 10-year anniversary, the Friends also have another proposal that we felt it was important to loop council into at this time. And let me go back to my notes, because this is not the super easiest thing that I will ask for. It is, because I think it's a perfect thing, but it is also heartbreaking. We'd like to propose, as part of our 10-year celebration, to rename the main hall, not the facility itself, but just the main hall inside the center, as the Mira Bowie Theater. Mira was one of many extraordinary students in our community who were literally pioneers in the arts. When Mira was diagnosed with leukemia on October 16, 2022, she was in New York City pursuing her dream of performing on Broadway. After graduating summa cum laude and the #1 student scholar in not only her prestigious theater department, but also the entire College of Fine Arts at Loyola Marymount University. Mira grew up in Sherwood, participating in the Sherwood Cultural Arts Commission's Missoula Theater's children's theater shows, the VPA and the Sherwood School District's choirs and musicals, and also she volunteered for the Friends extensively, and she was an intern at the center every time she came home for her college breaks. We lost Mira on February 12th, 2023. From my 26-year involvement as an arts advocate in Sherwood, I can say Mira truly embodies the spirit of the journey of the arts that has been taken in Sherwood. Finding a way to allow Mira's legacy to continue by inspiring generations with her story would be incredibly meaningful to our theater community. At this 10-year anniversary mark, it also feels like the perfect time to give that unnamed main hall a name that will encourage the young artists who travel through there for the next 10 years and beyond. This proposal will be no cost to the city, as the Friends will cover the entire cost. We will also work closely with
Go ahead
staff
and keep going.
and make certain that council is kept in the loop. And Mayor Rosner and I talked before quickly, and of course, having been an old Sherwood Cultural Arts Commission member, we love their input and seek their support. Our center staff has worked hard to sort of formalize the process, and I'll hand each of you a packet after with a proposal, and we will follow the codes that already exist. But as you well know, sometimes it has to be viewed in a case-by-case basis because this isn't like other things. Sometimes that's just how it is with council. You know, we've been there. I also included, for some of you who haven't been as familiar with our arts family, a short biography of Mira and her family. Her father was a chief for TVFNR for 25 years. He just retired, and her mom was the actual first president of the Friends of the Sherwood Center for the Arts. But it talks about Mira, and it shows some of the things that she did and her legacy, and then I've included some letters that were sent in support of this idea from some of those old Annie orphans and other young pioneers in the arts. And I think some of them are actually watching on YouTube. So I miss you guys. Love you all. So that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Robin, and Judy for coming in today. And yeah, we did chat, and and Craig and I and Kristen chatted a little bit. And if council's okay with it, I think I personally love the idea. I just think we need to get in front of the Cultural Arts Committee, and they can kind of formalize a recommendation to council and kind of move forward that way, if everyone is okay with that. Does that work? Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to hand these to
Yeah, she can.
I will just add that Mira brought a lot of light and a lot of joy to the arts program, and my daughter having the pleasure of being in the arts at the same time. Mira's definitely missed. And I will also say that the first show, I was going to ask you, what was the first show in the Arts Center, Robin?
Mary Poppins.
Yes.
I remember that.
I got to tell
Yeah.
you, that week before we opened, since we didn't get the keys when we were supposed to, was dicey.
The show was beautiful. We did a great job.
Maggie finally just gave me the keys. What are you going to do?
Thank you, Robin.
So much.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have one more person. Dave Sweeney, where are you? And go ahead and press that button until that red light comes on there.
Me?
Yep. Oh, there's a black button, and just press it until the red light comes on. Yeah, sometimes it's not the easiest.
Now it's working?
Awesome.
Dave Sweeney, I live in Sherwood, as most of you know. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight. Robin told me about this meeting and her idea, which I thought was wonderful. I didn't know Mira well, but I had seen her in a number of productions at the high school and also at the Arts Center. And she was an amazingly talented young woman and much loved by her friends, obviously her family. And she was very proud of this community. I was lucky enough I had seen her in enough shows and talked to her afterwards, as I did with a lot of the kids, and got invited to a graduation party at her house. And she was just a lovely, lovely soul. I cannot support this idea more strongly. And to show you how well she was loved and liked in this town by her peers, There was a celebration of life at the high school, at the auditorium, a year or two ago. For Mira, a number of people spoke, several sang, and it was delightful, and the place was packed. That thing seats 600 people in that neighborhood, and you could hear a pin drop at times, and then you hear a lot of sniffles, including mine. So I'm just here to say that I think it's a marvelous thing that we can do for her family, for her community, for her friends. So I'm just here to support it. I'd add one more thing. There's nobody that, in my opinion, has done more for the arts in this community than the woman sitting behind me. And I've thought for a long time that you ought to name the theater at the high school for her. I know that's not what you wanted me to say, but I just do. That's my own opinion. And the other thing is, I love the fact that we've got power on the top of those lampposts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Craig, could you let the superintendent know that they need to change the name over there? Anyways, thank you so much for that. And yeah, it's a wonderful idea. We'll get it through the Arts Commission. And I know that Kristen was looking kind of at our existing code. That doesn't always mean we have to follow that path. So we might have some opportunities there. So awesome. Great. Thank you. We are going to be talking about our Murdoch Park master plan. So if you don't want to stay for that enthralling conversation, feel free to leave. But you can stay. We'd love to have you stay. Thank you, everybody. All right. We are on to new business, item 7, resolution 2024-074, adopting the Murdoch Park master plan. This is something our Parks Committee has been working on for a long time. We've had a lot of work sessions on it, so I'm excited about getting this close to the finish line. So, Rich, go for it.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I just have a few slides tonight regarding the Murdoch plan, basically just to recap the process and the steps that we took to get to where we are today. In October of 23, we selected, through our request for proposal, consultant, landscape architect to be able to plan Murdoch Park for us. We took this, we worked with this consultant over the last 9 months to come up with a number of phases for the project to get it to where it is today. The first phase was the site analysis. And then everybody knows where Murdoch Park is. The site analysis took in that 3-acre park. We looked at, it has a pond, a natural pond area. It has a number of trees. It has a hillside that is used for sledding during the winter months. So we took that into consideration and began coming up with some concept alternatives. Through these concept alternatives, we worked with the public. We had an open house on March of 2024. We had a survey on June of 2024. That was an online survey. We had over 700 people comment on the master plan or the alternatives for Murdoch Park. September 24th, we held our final concept plan. We were hoping to get a preferred, and we did get a preferred concept for the park. We had about 40 public figures there. Some were the Parks Board. We worked through that process. We are asking tonight that council adopts the master plan. Through the process, we checked in with our Parks Board on each one of those phases, those phases that we had. We also checked in with council twice. So you have a concept that the public has been involved in. We've had a lot of great input with that concept, and we're looking to have council is the preferred plan for Murdoch Park. We worked a number of elements into that that the committee and Parks Board was looking at to do with the extension of the trail system, adding some lookout or seating over the pond area, providing some flexible play areas, adding a restroom and a shelter, expanding the existing playground, and then taking advantage of some of that, increasing that lawn area to the east side of the park. We don't have any funding this year to do anything other than the master plan. We do have proposed funds in next year's for possibly piecing some of the improvements that we could do at this Murdoch Park. And then there is opportunity for grant funds through the Oregon Park and Rec grant process. That starts in April, and then with a possible consideration in July, which I believe we'll be pursuing that grant opportunity. Any questions?
Oh, thank you, Rich. Appreciate that. Before we open that question, I just want to add a comment about the funding piece, because sometimes people ask, well, why are we doing all this planning work when we don't have the money to start?
Right.
I always refer to this as getting grant ready. So when we get this preliminary work done, you've done some of the engineering, you've got your project so far along. It's a lot easier. Off. Sorry, my mic was off. I just was going to comment on the funding, and a lot of times we do this planning up front before we know how we're going to pay for it, because this gets us grant ready. It improves our odds of getting approved with some of the many parks grant opportunities that are available at the state and regional level. So it's important work, and this will help us bring some dollars into town to get it done. Anyways, with that, is there any questions for Rich? Yes.
I just appreciate the process, the involvement with the neighborhood and community around there, and I think it's a great plan, and look forward to helping search out those dollars.
Appreciate that.
Any other questions? Awesome. Well, thank you, Rich, and great process. I really appreciate all the hard work and amazing community input. 700 survey results in such a
That's a
small
lot.
city.
Yeah.
For a small park in our city is a big deal. So
Yeah.
people are
In our two
interested.
open houses, we probably had 40 to 50 people in each one of those open houses
Nice.
as well. So
Yeah.
great public input, great guidance from our Park and Rec board, and also council on the process. So thank you.
Could you tell where the feedback was coming from the surveys? Was it around the Murdoch Park area?
Counselor, I don't have that.
Okay, I didn't know if it was possible.
When we did the last open house was concentrated around Murdoch Park, so we did a flyer out there, held it at Murdoch Park. Speaking to the people in the open houses, a lot of input, and they had a lot of suggestions on the park itself, so heavily used. I believe those around a lot of neighbors around the park itself. But as far as the online survey, I don't know.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
All right. Since there's no more questions, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-074, adopting the Murdoch Park Master Plan.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adopting Resolution 2024-074, adopting the Murdoch Park Master Plan, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you, council. All right, we have, as everyone remembers, removed item 8A and deferred that to December, I think, 3rd will be our next meeting. City manager report, Craig.
I'm back, so if you got an email into me, give me a day or so. I think I got everybody's answered that I got, and I'm still working through them. So tonight, I don't have a lot to report, but I'd like to start off to ask the chief to talk a little bit about the toy drive the PD's actually working with in partnership with.
I'm just giving advance notice. It's not until December 14th, but last year we participated with Portland Coffee and Cars and TVF&R down at Langer's. And the premise of this is to collect toys so that during the holiday season we can give them out. We've been doing that for a number of years, and boy, we got a ton last year, so we're excited to stock up and allow our officers to go out and engage with the community and give those toys out and those gifts to those families and the kids in the community. So December 14th from 9 a.m. to noon. And I'll remind everybody again on December 3rd, but I wanted to get out ahead of this. That's all.
Else? Great.
And then I'd like Eric to come up and introduce a couple of new community development staff members we've got, and have them come up and feel free to ask them some questions.
We promise to be nice.
I like him already.
Good answer.
It's on.
It's on. Red is on that one.
It's up there. I was looking down there. Good evening, Mayor and our councilors. Really happy to introduce two new managers in community development. To my right here is Jared Bradbury. He's the new building official. Jared's coming from Newburgh, taking the mayor's lead. We steal things from Newburgh when we can, if it benefits us. In this case, it definitely does. Just my few comments on Jared so far. He's got a few certifications that the previous building official didn't have. He's got a plumbing certification and also what we call A-level structural review certification. So he's got some extra certifications that's going to allow us to be more flexible in how we structure the department. That's already paying off in a few different ways. So he's been doing a great job so far, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, Jared Bradbury. Building official for the city of Sherwood. It's kind of fun to say that. Came to Sherwood from Newburgh when the job opened up. It was funny, I had actually considered applying for one of the other positions as like the Inspector 3, but I didn't because it was more just a lateral move. And then when Scott decided to retire and the position opened up, it was like I saw it Saturday morning at like 8 o'clock, and I like freaked out and I told my wife, and it was super exciting because this is the exactly where the position that I want to be in, a small jurisdiction that, you know, helping grow and doing a bunch of research for the interviews. Saw the Sherwood West and all the Commerce Center and those big projects come in was, you know, a fantastic opportunity to put, you know, my many years of construction and, you know, management experience to use for, you know, a neighboring community. Although as soon as I drive into Newburgh, I got to take off the Sherwood hat because, you know, such a rivalry between the schools and the communities and whatnot. So do you guys have any questions for me?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Yeah.
Glad to have you.
I'm excited. It's fantastic. I was just telling Lydia, my dog woke me up at 2 this morning, and so I was tired coming in, but I was on the phone with my wife, and I was just like, I'm excited to be here. And, you know, we got a new permit software that we went live with on Monday. It's going from 100% paper to 100% paperless.
Nice.
And the switch of a weekend has been, it's actually been fantastic. The staff, Kirsten and Eric here, Eric's just been amazing in the implementation of it, and the other departments have implemented it as well. And just want to say, you know, thank you to Eric for his just, you know, Herculean efforts in getting it ready for me. So,
When was your first day?
October 16th.
Oh, so it's been.
So
it's been a
this
month.
is like my 5th Tuesday.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
I've not been here for very long. That's I had to tell somebody that this morning. I'm like, I don't know. I've only been here for 5 Tuesdays, so you know, I don't have a full grasp of, you know, the prior history of the community. So.
Well, I would encourage you to use the new eyes to see ways. Sometimes we do stuff in the city just because we were doing the best we could at the time, and we've just kind of continued that. So use your new eyes to find ways that we can do things better and more efficiently and present them, and we're always open to that. I know Craig and the whole team is, and so please feel free to speak up even if you think, well, you know, I don't want to rock the boat. Sometimes we encourage that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I will do that.
We have a lot of fun stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the reasons you like this opportunity.
Yeah.
But I understand, I went to Newburgh High School. So,
okay.
you know, when Newburgh plays Sherwood, I'm already, you know, Bowman Tigers.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I got to think about that.
Yeah.
But But again, we're really happy to have you here and wish you well. And
What's the Newburgh mascot?
Tigers.
Tiger.
I'm happy to say I had no idea. That's how much I care about Newburgh.
That's where I went to school. But Taylor's absolutely right. We like innovating. We like figuring out new ways of doing things and doing things that even other cities haven't even contemplated yet.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic.
yeah, awesome. Welcome.
All right, next, really happy to introduce Eric Adair, who's our new Economic Development Manager. When we were doing the recruitment for this, we really wanted to follow in the footsteps of Bruce, the Bruce Coleman way, as we say in the department. Someone who really understood the business side and the private sector. And so we were really looking for someone who understood that part of economic development, not just someone who's been a career in local government, ECDEV, someone who really understood the business needs. And so Eric stood out in terms of his experience background for that reason. He's hit the ground running. He met with the chamber today, sent in a lot of emails. His schedule's already filling up pretty quickly, so he's already hitting the ground. This is his second Tuesday, brand new, but I'll let Eric introduce himself.
Hi there, Council and Mayor. Great to meet you tonight, and great to be here. It's just my second week on the job. I moved down with my family. I have a 3 and a 1-year-old, and you can imagine that was a fun move down here. But we're getting unpacked, and very excited to be here. I came from Olympia, Washington, was where I was previously. I've spent greater part of the last 20 years doing business development, international trade and sales, helping businesses grow and expand. So just super excited to be in this role. I met Bruce was a big selling point actually for me. Getting interested in this job. I actually met him in the summertime and told me a lot about Sherwood and all he's done to put this place on the map and just a great collaborative environment here. And so I'm super excited. We've done tours, we've already and seen some great stuff, and I'm just really looking forward to getting engaged and talking to businesses and listening a lot as well, and just seeing how I can contribute and just love the small town feel, the old town charm, and also the big ideas that this town has, and trying to balance that. Some really big challenges and opportunities, but I am just really excited to get going and just great to be here. So thank you.
Awesome. Any questions?
I don't have a question, well, kind of a question, but more of a statement. So are you aware of what Bruce's nickname was?
No, I don't think I heard that.
The Energizer Bunny.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So looking forward to see how you live up to that.
I may
Welcome.
Not be, maybe just half that energy. Yeah.
If you bring half, we're in good hands.
We're in good hands.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Great to have you on board.
Thank you. I'm
I
looking
think
forward
you come with the Bruce seal of approval, so that's
There you
great.
go.
That's good. That's all we need.
Cool.
Yeah, and you're probably going to hear for a while, oh, you're the new Bruce.
Yes.
But I would encourage you to take that as a compliment.
Okay,
And because
I will.
Bruce, before he left, he did say that he talked to you and he thought you were going to do a great job. So,
Great.
yeah. So we're super happy to have you here. And as we've been talking about, we do have a lot of big ideas. We got a lot of big stuff going on. We got more big stuff we want to do, and we're happy to have you here, help out.
Happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You'll probably get home and the 1 and 3-year-olds are in bed, I hope.
I think so tonight. Yes, they will be.
It's only 7:30.
Thank you.
1 and 3-year-olds?
All right. Anything else, Craig?
No, I think that's enough for tonight.
Awesome. Okay. We are on to council announcements. I think I started down there last time. So Dan, you're up.
All right. The Planning Commission did not meet last week, so I have no new information from them. And the way that it's forecasted out, there will not be any more Planning Commission meetings for the rest of this year. So I won't have any updates for that either. This last week, I was able to attend a field trip with my son's school. We went to the high school, actually, to see the musical. And it was for all the 4th graders in Sherwood. They were invited over, I think, a couple days. And it was it was great to see all these kids experience theater. I don't know if probably not everybody gets to do that in their personal life. And so having it included with the school, it's a great opportunity. Hopefully it went well with the school district and the theater. And if it did, I'd love to see that continue for the years to come. I think that's just an amazing opportunity for everybody to experience. Yeah. So I don't have any other comments tonight.
Councilor Mays.
Short version, long version. Short it is. Cultural Arts Commission met last night. It was good. They were excited to get the update on the status of the art, part of the bridge, and they're planning for the lunar holiday, February 1st, 5th, something like that. And then it'll be exciting. Keep your ears out. You want to show up. It was a big party last year. It's gonna be a big party this year. And lots of other exciting things going on. So
Awesome.
that's the short version.
Excellent. Thank you for keeping it short. Renee.
Bummed to have missed the Veterans Day celebration. I was visiting family back in Indiana, but I got to spend it with my father-in-law, who was a Vietnam vet. And we were out to dinner one night. This is the first time that this happened to him, and he was so shocked by it. But anyway, we were out to dinner, and he was wearing his Navy Vietnam hat. And a gentleman at a table sitting a couple tables away from us came up to him, tapped him on the shoulder, thanked him for his service. And then we found out that he had paid for our dinner. And my father-in-law was just so shocked by that gesture of kindness. So I want to honor the vets out there, and sorry that I missed the event here. Heard great things about it. The Senior Advisory Committee did not meet this last week. We'll be meeting in December. I will be attending the WEA meeting on Thursday this week, and there's a housing forum in Washington County that will be on Friday. So those are the two things coming up. And I think that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you. Taylor.
Yeah, so a couple things. There is a library meeting tomorrow, but I've gotten some things from them ahead of time here. So it's hard to sometimes remember this in Sherwood, but there are families that are struggling, that are financially bad, and all these. And this time of year is a tough year. And the group that has normally done the tree, the For Kids' Sake thing, they're not doing that with Sherwood this year, and so we're kind of scrambling a little bit, and we've got some people stepping up to help with that. But please, the library is a gift and needs drop-off area here, so you can look at that. There's emails going around. Please talk to the library staff if you don't know how you can help with that to help families. It'll be just until December 6th, so it's really the next couple of weeks that we need action on that. Second is they're hosting their annual food drive from the 1st to the 7th. And by the way, the food goes to the local food pantries here in Sherwood, Helping Hands, St. Francis and Willowbrook, Sherwood and Sherwood area. And so please, remember them at this time of year. It's a great way of being of service. And we're currently working on the entire WCCLS is working on trying to figure out how to fund the library in a more sustainable way for the future and discuss. There's a levy that is currently out that is expiring, and so how to renew it and at what levels and things like that. And so if you'd like to have comments, please come to our meetings. Additionally, I was going to tell Councilor Stanke, so my daughter was Percy Jackson in that play, and that's one of the very few times that they feel like rock stars, is because the fourth graders treat them like they've just come off the silver screen. And in reality, it's funny because we started the VPA when my daughter was in fourth grade, and we saw that a lot of the kids, they're old enough to kind of get it and what theater is, and for some of them, it opens up and unlocks a key. And we have, Mira, we heard about her tonight, but there's several Sherwood graduates that are literally in New York on the stage, be in the theater and stuff like that. And so it's one of those things that is a great asset to the community, and it touches this whole other group of kids that, sometimes feel like they're not appreciated. So I'm glad that it had that impact on your kids, and hopefully the school does keep funding that. So thank you.
Kim?
Yeah, just to touch base on the kids for Sake that's not able to do the toy drive this year, and so the school are partnering with the Share Center, and so I brought the idea to Craig and Kristen on Sunday night, and the staff, Sylvia is going to be the lead on it and be sending out an email to staff and council as a joint effort to collect gifts. We did this a few years ago from the city, but it was more targeted. We had specific families and we knew the ages and whatnot. So this time it's just a general donation and there's ideas. I think the idea is to have different departments focus on different age groups or and whatnot. So Sylvia said, I think an email will go out tomorrow to council and staff to start collecting for that. And then we'll do that through December 5th. And then December 6th, we'll take all the gifts over to the district office to get to the Share Center. So I had the honor of emceeing the Veterans Day in place of the mayor. He was out of town. It was a great event. They did it a little bit differently this year, and I think the format worked really well. I think people really enjoyed the brunch and sitting around tables and talking with still music and a live jazz band and the Mixolydians and short speakers and whatnot. So it was great. We had a really good turnout. I don't know that I was surprised, but I was happy that for the change of the type of event, it was well attended. I attended the chamber breakfast where we had a great speaker. They always bring in great speakers to give little input to the businesses. And then the Senior Center Bazaar was on Saturday, and just remind me as the Friends of the Art Center were here, because that's put on by the Friends of the Senior Center, and then we have the Friends of the Library. I mean, we have all these friends groups. We have the Sherwood Police Foundation, all these organizations that
Very friendly.
work hard in our community to support different areas of our city. And I think it was really a full day at the Senior Center, a lot of people visiting, and I know, they earn money on their wine pool, and probably people pay to have a booth there, and however they earn their money, it was just encouraging to see so many people. I also sat in yesterday for the mayor at the Washington County Coordinating Committee meeting while he was off doing another mayor thing. He has double commitment sometimes. Eric was there presenting our ask for funds from the county for our next phase of our Cedar Creek Trail planning. There was a $4.8 million in, I think, 13 projects overall that were approved by that committee, which then probably goes to the commissioners, I would assume, and then from there. So that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for covering for me on the Veterans Day event. I was really, being a veteran, I was really bummed I was missing that. But I was on my way to flying out to Tampa for the National League of Cities City Summit, which is a great event, which I'll get into in just a second. I also wanted to say, Taylor, you should be very proud of Alice, your daughter. I saw her before I left in that role. She had the lead role, in case we didn't point that out, and did an amazing job. And that's just we just have some amazing kids in this community when it comes to the performing arts, and most of it is because of these great friends groups that we have, the VPA, the Friends of the Art Center, et cetera, et cetera. And just a little plug for the Pirates of Pinehurst, we raised $15,000 this year, and all that goes to the performing arts program at the high school to help them out. And it gets routed through the Sherwood Education Foundation. Yes, this is the accountant over here, wants to make sure everyone knows how that works. But yeah, so it was absolutely amazing. That was a great event. The National League of City Events, it's mayors and councilors from all over the country. There was a couple of thousand people there. It's a great opportunity to network and learn what other cities are doing. Craig's going to have to endure several meetings with me where I'm just going to unload all this wonderful stuff I found out about that we need to think about as we move forward. Thank you, Kim, for covering for the WCCC meeting. That was an important meeting. I was actually the League of Oregon Cities and the Oregon Mayors Association. Every election cycle, they hold training events for newly elected mayors and newly elected councilors. So myself and Terry Lanahan from the Mayor of North Plains were training the new mayors. Not that they're mayors, they don't technically need training, but we try to give them the, here's how things work, here's how to run meetings, here's some of the challenges you're going to have, that kind of stuff. So that I appreciate you covering so I could do that. What else do I have on here? Oh, and just as a reminder, I think Kristen, thank you for sending those emails out for council, because we're coming into the January after an election year. We do have to look at all of our council rules. So please, everyone, take a look at the council rules. We'll have a work session in January to see if we want to change anything there. They seem to be working fine, but we're always open to new ideas.
Are we having a work session? I think they'll just go on consent on the first meeting in January unless we need
It
something.
depends on feedback.
Yeah.
If people want to change something, then we'll have a work session. No, except for Keith. So I'm just kidding.
I'm kidding too.
I know you are. And then also liaison assignments. So for the public, all of us up here have assignments to different boards and commissions, and assignments even outside of Sherwood. Like Kim sits on the Region 1 Act, which is the regional advisory group for ODOT that looks at all the transportation projects for the whole Portland metro area, all the way up to Hood River, I think. Yeah, so there's a lot of roles that the council members take in those regards. So every year we look at those liaison assignments. So if you want something different or want to mix it up or you're happy with what you got, just let me know and we'll put that together for a January meeting. And then we have swearing-ins to do, our first meeting in January as well.
Congratulations to everybody
Yeah.
who won that hard
race.
Hard
Yes.
race.
And I think that's all I got, unless there's anything else that anybody has for the good of the order. All right, with that,